So what's up everybody, it's me, True Star Screamer, and here with another, well, Cosmic Legions review, because I bought a lot of these guys, so let me know if you want me to keep up the Cosmic Mythic Legion things going on. You know, right now, this second, enter in the comments. Keep this up, or stick with the more traditional figures, you know. So, also, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, and as always guys, hit that like button. Alright, back to the review. We are looking at the Kalian Shunn figure. I got this one also from Hella Dope Toys. I also thought she looked pretty max spankin' cool, but this time I was smart and looked at a couple reviews first, and I still think she's spankin' cool. Though she does still have a few interesting quirks about her. Their cosmic boxes are much larger than the Mythic Legion ones. There's our card. Pause if you want the info. We talked about the checklist. Hey, there she is. And there's that guy who I don't like. Her origin. Figure up your own stuff here. Pause, zoom in, yada yada. As T-Med978 says, open up the box already. Okay, quick stupid thing. If you watched my last review, I mentioned how much I liked the vampire figure. And then I just got this guy, the Blue Tusk Trooper. I can't remember his name because I actually have a new one coming from Hella Dope. I got this one loose off of the Cabal group. And just for the hell of it, I combined them. And this is why I love this stuff. Hands down. So this is literally a Mythic Legion figure and a Cosmic Legion figure. I put half his leg on there, kind of the whole asymmetric look to it. And I've got a space vampire. So this is like I know, totally nothing to do with this review, but I did this, and my ADD was completely satisfied doing this, and this is one of the fun things about this figure. I'll put this guy on Instagram. Anyway, back to the main review. Anyway, here is Kalian Shunn out of the package. Mostly vanilla. I went ahead and I put the bandolier on her that she comes with. I don't know why they didn't just package that on her. And this is my first experience with a female Legions character. And she's got a lot of cool things going for her. One interesting hindrance per se. This is apparently she uses a combination not only of cosmic parts, but also some Mythic Legions parts, which I did a little bit of research on to see what they were. You know, she's basically almost like using like a wood elf female torso, I believe, or one of the fairy characters. So I think that's kind of neat. And again, just showing off, like I did with my space vampire, what happens when you mix up the lines. She's got this really nice soft goods. I don't know what to call it. Not quite a sari or a skirt per se, but it is wired, which is great. So you can kind of get that off to the, you know, billowing to the sides if the wind's going on. Her face sculpt, very nice. The soft look to it, but the hair is gorgeous, but it proves to be a challenge later, which we'll talk about shortly. Again, the detail is fantastic. I love asymmetric characters. If you've been watching my reviews for a while, that's something I always talk about. I love asymmetry. I like having the armor on one arm and the other arm bare. I think that's really neat. With this, though, she also has the staff, which I believe is probably a mythic weapon. And she's good. Posability is very, very rudimentary. Single-jointed legs, single-jointed elbows. She'll stand and look decent on a shelf. Again, this line is not made for people who like to articulate things. And I kind of get it. Again, it's one of those things where you have to hold it to appreciate it, I guess. Because believe me, I was a naysayer. I absolutely was. But let's talk about some of her accessories. So with her accessories, one thing I didn't mention is the skirt here. It's all wired, which is awesome, and that is one of the neat things that they do with that the Legions guys do with their soft goods. And so is this cape. It's so wired it can stand on its own. Now the reason I'm starting off with the cape here, I can't put it on her with this head. The hair here actually kind of makes it almost next to impossible. I could probably do a little bit of finagling, but it just didn't feel like a secure connection, which is a shame because I would love to have her cloaked up. I love the look of a cloaked character. But this is a really nice cape because, again, it's all wired and such. Second of all, we get a nice neat little pauldron. I think this probably has been used before, but we'll have a single pauldron, which of course will peg into the shoulder right here. Again, the hair just doesn't make it easy for it to get into there, but we can work it in and get that onto there. I probably should hit that with a hairdryer, but it bulks her up a little, which is pretty neat, I have to say. Stay. We've seen these guns before. I guess these are just the standard Legions blasters. I mean, this is supposed to be taking place in some intergalactic prison, so I guess most of the weapons are standardized. You know, I saw these with the Fisher Rice. I'll probably be seeing these with anything else that uses a gun. But they're really good-looking guns, and these are really well painted. That's probably the nicest part about it. So I haven't gotten bored of seeing these guys. They also use these these clear pegs, which of course go into on the side here, and then with that you can then plug that into the belt here. Again, I did that with Fisher Rice. They got both long and short pegs, so I don't know why you'd use one over the other, to be honest, but this way it kind of makes it look like the weapon's just kind of floating by their hip, I guess. Which I guess is pretty neat. These are the long pegs. I probably should have used the short pegs. I really don't know why you would use the long pegs, to be honest. Just gotta say. And then we also have the same ports in the gauntlets up here. But we could also, it came with this, I guess, wrist blaster, which fits right in there just fine. I've seen this with a few other figures. I think that adds just some very nice dynamic to things. We do have a gun holding hand. We actually have two of them. They use a vertical hinge. And then finally, we get this, the space helmet. It's a little smaller than the Tusk Warriors. I believe you can remove this part. Yeah, you can remove this here and switch it with other figures, which is pretty neat. But the big thing for this is the head you'd use to use the cape. And you want to do that because when you pull the head off, you know what? We're going to edit this. There we go. Fix that while I had off camera. But once you pull the head off, she has a very long neck, and when you put the alternate head on, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but I think I definitely would have liked if the neck was removable, like with the Tusk Warriors, and actually like that vampire. With, you know, a lot of Legions, they have the removable neck, because it looks awkward. But that's where the cape comes in, because the cape will actually fit really well around the neck down here. You can see we'll do this kind of in real time here. I do like how the Velcro works. And that just kind of, put that on there. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to do this off camera again. So here's Kalian geared up. I did the switch out, put the cape on. I had to take off the pauldron. That was annoying. So she's got a lot of gear, but you can't have it all on at once, which, as you know, with my classified stuff, I kind of like to do. At the same time, the way the Legion stuff is, if you have extra parts, you can usually put them on another figure, which is kind of a cool thing about it, and that's why they want you to buy more figures. It's a nice, evil thing. Very nice, very evil. I'll give them points. And when you look at it like this, it almost justifies having another figure, because she looks totally different with just the new head and the cape. One thing, this gun, it's in there, but this hand feels a little small for that gun, I gotta say it. So I'm not sure if I want to keep that in there or not, because I've got a feeling those fingers will kind of just adjust and just stay there. I do love, again, how the wired cape, I get this look of motion on here. She looks like a bounty hunter, which is absolutely awesome. I just kind of wish I could have this look with a head like this. Perhaps if I had one that had shorter hair, for example, it would probably work. So that just means I gotta buy a head with a shorter hair on there, put it on here, and call it a day. In other words, it works. I do like how that looks. Now, the strap that I've got the staff going into, that bandolier, it's got a very large... I think it's made for a broadsword, to be honest. It's that bandolier that's very similar to what this guy comes with, to be honest. And so, I think that's made to hold a broadsword. It's in here, but it's definitely by a bit of friction. And the hair pinching the bandolier, to be honest. Got the floating peg on here. As you can see, cannot use the cape though, which is kind of annoying. Nor can I put that helmet on there, also look weird. But geared up, she definitely does look like a badass. You know, again, is she? I didn't look at the origin. She's a bodyguard. She's a mercenary. She could be whatever you need her to be. I obviously am enjoying this figure much more than the previous one, and this kind of makes me again kind of glad I'm getting into this line. Definitely a find a figure, pose a figure, place the figure, maybe get some photos eventually, but definitely neat, and I am very glad to have her in the collection. Absolutely. So again, this kind of, I want to point out, I actually went back later after I posted my review of that big cyborg, what's his name, Kalvax Null, whatever his name is. I went and read some other reviews, or watched a few other reviews, and other people had similar problems. So at least I know I wasn't, you know, I was action figuring wrong or something like that. I digress, though. I do recommend her. I picked her up at Hella Dope Toys. I think they have a couple of her left, so you can definitely check them out. As always, you know, leave me some comments down below. Tell me your thoughts. Do you have her? Did you pick her up? Are you now tempted to get her? David, you're actually an influencer. Congratulations. Or, you know, hey, why are you wasting your time with this? Get back to the Joe's Action Force. Or whatever cool things you find in your pile of loot. But as always, that's the second time I've said that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, take care. Peace.